So as the title of this one is, it's debating a discussion, right? So I like to use a live example. So me and the wife had a discussion the other night, or probably an incident that created a discussion. Okay. So this incident is, you know, an incident where I've upset my wife. So it's a good one. It's you don't get that. I don't get to do that too often. Well, these days anyway. So I'll give you a little bit of background history to myself first, and then go from there. I won't go too detailed on it. And realize I've been with my wife for about, I can't remember exactly, but it's a long, 20 years, I think it is. 20, let's see, how old am I? Let's go 20, 20-ish, 20-ish years, right? So you kind of know enough about each other, I would have thought. But anyway, let's do this. So me, since I've been 8, 9 years old, I eat. I eat. There's not a food group that I don't eat. So I eat a lot. And my parents growing up learned that very fast. So what would happen is I'd do the shopping. As young as me, being 8 or 9 years old. Do the shopping, cook dinner, whatever. I would eat dinner. Doesn't matter how big the dinner was, I would eat it. And then an hour later, I'd be in the cupboards eating something else. You know, I've had that kind of trend to me. They would try all sorts of stuff to me. There'd be times I'd eat my dinner. So my dad, he'd work late on, like, let's say it's a Thursday night. I'm 10, 11, that sort of age. I'd eat all my dinner. My dad's dinner would be in the heating drawer in the oven to keep it warm. I would tiptoe into the kitchen after I've had my dinner. I'd pull the drawer out, get my hand in. You know, if we had roast potatoes or if we had bits of meat, I'd take a potato, eat the potato, go away. A minute later, I'd sneak in again, eat a bit more. You know, it was sometimes dad, dad would come home, mum would go into the warming cupboard, pull out, get the thing, and there's no potatoes at all. Or one. There's one potato, a few bits of meat, and lots of peas and carrots. You know, mashed potato maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what I was like. Don't ask me if I'd eaten it. I would lie. There was only me there. Well, my brother was very young. He hasn't left mum's side the whole bloody time. You know, so that's the type of person I've been. And all through the ages of my growth, I've had it. So when I left home and I would live at a flatmate's house. No, there's no lies. I would I'd have it organized where they would cook, they would make dinners and all that, so it would be all inclusive. So I was like a boarder, you know, just pay the money, whatever. I'd get there after work, go in, my dinner, eat the dinner. Other people living there, flatmates, would their leftovers. They were chicks, a lot of them. They would get their leftovers, stick it in a punnet, label it with their name, you know, do not touch, stick it in the fridge. Sweet as. I'd have my dinner. I finished. Sit there watching whatever. I'd eat that. But if there wasn't something quick and easy to grab, I'd look at the punnet, slide it open, take one piece of it, and do the same thing, right? They'd get upset the next day. Oh my God, because I'd be going to work, say, oh yeah, it's going to be for my lunch the next day, all excited about it. They'd get the punnet, go, it'd be half empty if they didn't look in it. If they did look in it, scream. I've already gone to work potentially. It's too early. Don't hear all the rigmarole, come home, rigmarole. And then they would set up systems to combat it. So their systems might be they would keep it in their rooms, the leftovers, or they would, whatever. They would sort that out. Or I would go off and I'd, change a little bit for as long as I could. But every now and then it would sneak up on me. So that's my history. That's 40 years of it, right? That I've been doing that. But in recent times, I've cleaned up a lot of my eating and responsibility and stuff. And so I've reduced a lot of that over time. Because, okay, so even with my flatmates, I then evolved and then I had children. And my kids, they get to teenagers and stuff, and I'd be eating their stuff, and they live with me now, and there'll be debates every now and then. But a lot of that's sort of gotten there, but I'm not, I would do it every now and then if there's something out there that I shouldn't touch. I'm not sure whether I should touch it and specifically say I shouldn't touch it. It's there. I'd go in there, I'd eat it and worry about it later, So that annoys people. Didn't annoy me, but it did annoy me when it hit me, when people get upset. So I would take it on board and then, get over it. So anyway, that brings us into this event. So I'm here the other night. Wife is going to cook some spare ribs. She brought home, so I don't even know this background until afterwards, but she brings home this chicken, 3 pieces of chicken. Brings those home because that's what she wants to have. She wants to have some chicken. She can't eat all that, but she wants some of that chicken, right? Brings it home, right? And she heats me up some spare ribs, and then says, I do recall her saying this, here's some chicken, leave me a piece. I heard it. Yep, no problem. Leave you a piece, that's all. Yeah, spare ribs and 2 pieces of chicken. That's plenty. So that's how it goes, right? I eat the spare ribs, eat the chicken. Life's fine. Chicken's up on the bench. 1 piece for her. She's going to have it whenever. Keep rocking on. Well, that was like 7 o'clock. True to form, 8 o'clock comes along. I go out. I see the chicken there. She's on the phone. No excuses. Oh, I'm all right. I go back in the lounge. Have an apple or something. Eat something. It doesn't even matter. I'll eat something else. It's 8:30. Come back out. There's a chicken. There's chicken there. She's still yapping. I get the salt. I salt it. And I start eating it. I eat the last piece of chicken. That's what I do. I go in the lounge, finish it off. I'm full. I'm too full. It was actually too much for me, to be honest. And this happens to me. But anyway, I watch the TV. The wife hangs up, gets up, comes into the kitchen, can't see the chicken, comes out, did you eat my chicken? Oh, yeah, I ate the chicken. What? She's upset. I guess I guess that's fair enough. She's upset. Yeah, I ate the chicken. Can't believe it. She's tossing and turning, gives me the speech. That's what am I going to have? I don't know. There's something else. Can't have that. I shrug my shoulders, kind of thing, That's where we start. So she lectures me there for a while. Okay, I sit through the lecture. Goes away. All right. I keep watching TV. She comes back again. Tells me to mute the TV. Sits and wants to go over it again. And we go over and over the chicken. Why did I eat the chicken? Don't know. And then it gets, you don't care about me. You don't love me. You're selfish. You just think about yourself, and it gets bigger and bigger and wider and wider. I agree. But it doesn't stop. It continues. In there's silence. There's nothing I can say that I haven't already said. So then she's not stopping. So I go, okay, I'll say I'm sorry. She says, no, you're not. I said, I am sorry. I just don't show it the way you're showing it. She goes, no, you're not sorry because you don't care about me. La, la, la. So we're going nowhere. Okay, so sorry's off the table. That's not shutting you up. So now we move on to, what do I do next? Well, what's the solutions? Okay, I'll go up the road and get you some KFC or something. I don't want that. What? There's nothing in the cupboards. There's nothing in the fridge. Cook something else. I don't want anything that's here. Okay. Well, then that's it. What do you want me to do? Well, you don't care about me. Okay. I'm getting irritated now. Or maybe I shouldn't get irritated. But there's nothing else for me to do. Getting irritated is what you're doing. So I start yelling. What do you want me to do? What the F? What the hell? What do you want me to do? Then she tells me to stop yelling. I go, well, okay. Stop. Now what then? We crawl up in like a little kid or thing. I'm lost. Or I'll just sit here and say nothing and you can wander off and cry. Which one is it? And so there's a debate going on, an argument about that. So that's where the incident kind of gets to you, right? You're in this zone. Nothing I say is going to appease it. She's just going to be angry the whole time. Makes no difference, I don't think. If Mr. Expert out there wants to suggest something, it is what it is, right? So the debate, but that's the scenario. That's what happened. That's where it kind of goes. And me and her still flipping on it now, even today. She was annoyed with the whole scenario, but we get over it. Well, the piece that I stick to is I've been like this for 30-something years. It's almost 40 years I've been like this. It's popped up again. I am it. That's all I can say. It's a piece of chicken that I ate. That's what I am. Oh, but you don't realize how hungry I am and how that's affected me about the hunger. Okay. But that's separate to the That's separate to the question. But that's how you're feeling. Got it. I can't change your feelings on it. That's actually what happened. These are factual things that happen. That's how you're feeling. You know, I hate to say this, but you will not die because you didn't eat tonight. Death will not come to you, right? You go to bed right now without any dinner. You will live. So that's step number one, right? Whether you're happy about it or not, that's another question. But that's a feeling. That's an emotion. That's not required. Living is probably the worst case scenario is that you go to bed upset. That's what happens. You're not dead, right? This isn't as big a deal as we're talking about it. But to that person it is. I don't think it is. But it's tough, right? Because I'm not hungry. And I'm never hungry, really, because I would have eaten something else. But when you've put in uh, things in place where you don't eat anything else except for that particular thing, those are the cards you dealt. You've stuck yourself in that position. I didn't stick you in that position. So through this, my opinion of this is that's you. That's not me. Me eating the chicken looks like it's me, and it looks like it's my fault. It's my fault. It looks like me that ate the chicken. That's true. It is not my fault that you die of hunger. No, because that's not what happened. That you die without that you don't have any chicken. Yes, but it's not a big deal, as in being hungry for a month. We're talking till the next morning. We're talking going to bed without a piece of chicken. You know, but that's just me. Being annoyed about something is one thing. How far you take your annoyances is another, and that's all. So that's where. So normally the wife gets herself together in that situation, but man, there's times which I think is interesting that something like a piece of chicken and what uh, can go that far. I love it. I love the fact that it did because it helps shine the light on me about things that I think such a big deal and such that matters so much that I bring those, that I'll have my own ones that irritate me more and make me make different decisions about how I treat you, what I do with you, what I'm going to do tomorrow, my plans, right? But when I look at it subjectively, and if I'm able to minimize it and not minimize the content all the time, but really truly look at where was the issue, right? The issue wasn't with me eating that piece of chicken. To me, the issue is with yourself. And people don't want to hear that. And I wouldn't want to hear that either when I'm upset about someone said something. This is an event. This is what happened. How we react to what happened is the difference. Someone crashes into my car right now. I love my car. I really like the car. Blah, blah, blah. It's just a car. It crashed into the car. I can react and go, right, I'm going to kill that person for crashing into my car. That's one action I could perceive as being perfectly rational, right? It's not. That's not a rational decision. But that's something that you can build up in your head that I feel like I want to do. I feel like I want to punch you in the fucking head for crashing into my car. Opposed to, did you live? Are you okay? Right? It's just a car. Where do you want to take it? So I guess this was like exposing a piece of a debate. And a few things went through there. So that my take on it is I'll take responsibility for pieces of that, but I'm not taking responsibility for other parts of that incident happening. You with me? Should I look on myself and say, well, you shouldn't eat that chicken? I know I don't. It's a work. I've got to work on that, I suppose. 40 years tells me how much longer you're going to work on it, right? And people argue, well, you've accepted it. Yeah, I guess there's acceptance there, but there's reflection and looking at it all the time. It's a bit like a graph. I used to smoke every day. I stopped smoking for 10 years, and then I had a cigarette, then I stopped again. Which one? Would it be better that I just kept smoking every day? Is that acceptance? Or I had one smoke when I've had 100 smokes a day. Now I have one smoke a day. We do start looking at that one smoke a day and start working on that as well, right? Because that can grow, or it hasn't gone away. So I guess I'm in that bucket there with that type of decision making. Part of my issue is that the consequences around me are relatively isolated to just me normally, right? So having the chicken in itself is just say provided no extra nutrition to me. I had 2 pieces already, didn't need the 3rd piece. All right, let's throw that up and let's throw that as a personal thing. If I had the 3 pieces, or should I've only had 1, or why did I have chicken at all? Right? Don't have the chicken at all is normally better for my brain, the way I work together. Because I had a piece of chicken, having another one is how I generally notice myself. My rationale to that is like I don't have one beer at all for 15 years. My argument would be if I had 1 or 2 now, I'd be likely that I'm having 10 to 20 a week, probably over time. It's like chocolate biscuits, ice cream. I have 0 ice cream. That's my rationale. I don't have, let's just have a scoop of ice cream or 1 scoop of ice cream, because now I'm going to have another one. You know, I know you won't. You've learned. Well, I just proved everything wrong just now by having 3 pieces of chicken. I didn't need the second one. I didn't need the first one. Didn't need the first piece. So part of this is just a reminder of how my brain works, and how I'm triggered, and what I do when I'm in that boat. So that's why I like reflecting like this and saying it out loud, is that's my observation of it. And that's what stops me from having a beer this afternoon too. It's what stops me from having some ice cream. Because the chicken example is like, that's where my brain is. It's how it works. I'm ready to have too much chicken right now. So I'm ready to have too much beers. I'm ready to have too much. If I took drugs, I'd have too much drugs. If I was ready to, because I have that ability. I have that mental ability to rationalize it and keep going. And I'll do it better than anyone else. Time will tick by and my brain will go there. I'm into the next one. So that's what I think. So yeah, I think that's was that the subject? That was my analysis. Oh, and what's interesting on that, right? So because I think this way and I work this way, I need having motivation to continue to stop or to keep continuing on, right? So well, I've had freaking all that chicken. I'm just gonna keep taking chicken. Let's have some biscuits now. Let's have some chips. And I don't because of me analyzing this situation. So another piece to it is to have tools in my arsenal to try and help me through what's going on mentally to encourage me to do that, and what would mentally encourage me to do other things. And me and my son were talking the other day, and it dawned on me. I thought, oh, well, I can give this a go. Um, so I do intermittent fasting, and I've taken to that quite well, and it's quite logical, and it keeps me into like this contained a contained window, if you like. So knocking all the food groups out is a start, and then containing the window down of when, because my brain starts thinking about the food. If I start eating now, I'm going to overeat and I'm going to keep eating, and then I'm going to be back to where I was. So restrictive eating is a lot of work for me mentally, but it's like doable. So 4 o'clock is where I sit at. I've evolved into. Took me a while to get to this. So I don't eat till 4. But what I eat between 4 and 8 is only 2 or 3 food groups. So we've got meats, veggies, fruits, kind of those 3 types of food groups. So that's within our weekly food. That's all we have. So I can eat nuts, fruits, things. So that's where I got to. So the 4 o'clock, when I and what tends to happen with me is I get really good at eating lots and lots of stuff between that window. I could eat freaking a bag of apples if I wanted to, and between 4 and 8. Mark my words, and a chicken, and some vegetables, and some potatoes, and all on that same food group. You with me? So as time's gone on, it's actually reduced. It seems a lot harder for me to actually eat that volume between those 4 and 8s. And a lot of that is just by the zero tolerance thing on a particular food group. So 0 takeaways, 0 McDonald's, Burger King, 0 ice cream, 0 cakes, 0 biscuits, all play into this between 4 and 8 system. So those food, and then at 4 o'clock I can eat, but I can't eat any of those. So at least when I get to 4, what can I eat? Some nuts. I'll eat too many nuts, really. I'll eat some chicken. I'll eat too much chicken. It's true, right? So the problem's still there. It's just if I'm having too much chicken, that's better than chicken with some ice cream and some biscuits and some things, right? Instead of one chicken, I have a whole chicken. Still just chicken at the end of the day, as opposed to this other mixture of crap. And it shows. The results show. I'm heaps leaner. Sweet. So that's why I sit now. But what happens to me is my brain gets better and better at going, well, let's adapt. Let's adapt to this. And one little one that I stumbled upon, because I record how I go, is that on the weekends, my wife will say, "Oh, let's go and have something. Let's go and have something now." And it's 2 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. And I'll go, yeah, that'll be fine. Let's eat at 3, right? So I eat at 3 on Saturday. For some reason, tomorrow it's fucking mentally harder for me to get back to 4. So Monday, I might 3:30. I'll have some nuts now. I'll have some of that. I'll have an orange now. You with me? And that has potential to grow. Oh well, it's lunchtime. 12. Oh, I'll just have an apple now. Have an apple. Yeah, another one. And some chips. And some of that. I haven't done the other food groups, but there's some chicken, leftover chicken. I'll have the leftover chicken at lunchtime. If I have the leftover chicken, which is one of the food groups I can have, I have that at 12. At 4 o'clock, I'm still going to eat all the chicken and veggies and all that stuff at 4. Doesn't change the volumes. Got to condense it up into the 4. So the time thing is perfect thing. But what tools do I need to stop creeping? See, I'm creeping and have a normal lifestyle. So one of the things I thought of was people talk about rewards, talk about cheat days. I ain't into that. I think that's ridiculous, and my brain might like cheat days because that cheat day will just be constantly coming through, right? And make things dumber. So forget the cheat day. But the reward system was one that I look in humans. So we go, okay, let's reward it. So what's a reward for getting to 4 o'clock? I could reward myself. Or I could punish myself for not. Right? So I'll punish myself by saying, well, let's do 100 push-ups if you eat before 4. Sounds like this sounds logical. It sounds like a good idea. So I go a week doing that. And I didn't eat before 4. Interesting. We go to 4 o'clock. Another week goes by. I do the same thing. And I mixed it up. I said, well, if I do eat before 4, if I have the urge to eat, if I think about eating, what I'll do is I'll do 100 push-ups and then think, do I still want to eat that thing? So before 4, I do exercise of those types. And then if I finish that set and I want to eat that thing, then I will. That was the premise. But I never got to that because I didn't eat. Right? So that's one thing. Then I go, so it's been going on for 2 or 3 weeks. It's been working. Haven't done it. The calendar reflects it. It's all right. But now I'm saying, if the reward or the punishment is it's a punishment when why is push-ups and press-ups a punishment, right? That doesn't make sense. Why isn't it a reward? Because I'll admit to you, I want to be in better shape. I go to the gym most days. I run, I lift weights, I do all sorts of dumb shit. And then as a deterrent, exercise to do 100 push-ups right now is considered a punishment. How come? Why is it a punishment to do 100 push-ups? Because it's hard and it's annoying. But doesn't it line up with my goals? I go to the gym right now. I'll bench press. I'll do sit-ups. I'll do push-ups for 45 minutes. I'll do circuit training. I'll do that thing. Is that a punishment? Is it? No. Then how come this is a punishment to do 100 push-ups here right now because of something? Is a punishment. That should be the reward. Correct? I should reward myself with doing 100 push-ups. Because that's going to be more difficult. It's going to be hard. But I've struggled to enact that. So I've thought that up. I still haven't managed to do it yet. You hear me? But I give all these bullshit speeches about personal growth and self-improvement. That would be a self-improvement. And if I reward myself, shouldn't the reward go towards my goals that I set? If I have a goal of saving $100,000, I do lots of bits to get there. I save it. A reward would be what? To a lot of people, the reward would be to spend a chunk of that money would be the reward. Huh? To spend on something frivolous. Huh? Different if you save the 100,000 and the reward would be to invest it. The reward would be to purchase a asset. That would be the reward. No? No. The reward is to be fucking stupid. And so that's the mentality. The reward is to sabotage yourself. The reward is to do something the opposite of your goals. I'll lose weight. I cut weight. I've lost the weight. Now we go out for dinner and eat everything you want. You know how ridiculous that sounds? How ridiculous is that? And yet, that's prominent through the whole psyche system of being a human. That we build those in there every single time. So my challenge to me is to go, the reward is to continue. The reward is the self-improvement. The reward is to continue to struggle. But it's hard, man. Don't know why. I still can't quite get myself to that point. My next point would be, what time is it? It's 4:30. The point would be, tomorrow I get to 4 o'clock and I haven't eaten. I do 100 push-ups to reward myself for doing something that I said I was going to do. I reward myself by doing 100 burpees. I reward myself by doing a 3-minute prone hold because that lines up with my goals. When I go to the gym and I give it 100%, I reward myself by doing 100 push-ups. I reward myself by not buying something stupid. That's my reward. I reward myself by telling myself I'm better than I was yesterday. That's my reward. Doesn't feel like enough, right? It feels like there's something missing. You need to reward yourself with something. Well, you can why would you reward yourself with something that is not on your list of goals? So unless it complements your goals, it ain't a fucking reward. I hate to tell you this. It's a sabotage. It's worse. It's worse than a reward. I went to the gym 5 times this week, and as a reward, I'll have a chocolate fucking sundae. That makes no fucking sense. You with me? So yeah, that's the mindset, right? And that's my observation. So my observation there is the reward system, interesting. Shift your mindset on what a reward is, what a reward actually is, what it actually would be if you're true to the word. And you'll find it's difficult. Very difficult. All right. Catch up.